What up, Wastelanders? Christopher here, Gaslands NorCal. Thanks for joining me once again for another conversion video. Now, over the past few videos, I've done a Winnebago, knocked out a couple of Jim Silva's challenges, which are so awesome to do and so much fun. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to go back and do another war rig. So I've got this steel power war rig. It comes with a tractor. Not sure I'm going to use the tractor, but I really like the cab and how chunky and everything it is. Got some ideas for what I'm going to put on the back, but yeah, so this is what we're going to do. Got some tires picked out, maybe some weapons. I think I know what I'm going to do with the trailer, but it's going to be kind of a work in progress, so we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty good one. I think I'm going to do something a little bit different instead of just stripping it and everything else, because there's a lot of plastic parts that need to be painted as well. So first off, we're going to get this baby out, and we're just going to get it all primed up, and then we'll go from there. Let's see what happens. Alright, so we're all stripped and primed. Yeah, I know I said I wasn't going to strip it, but once I got out of the package and started feeling around on the paint, even with the Hot Wheels symbol, the kind of flame looking things and stuff, you could feel the texture on there, and I want to deal with that, so stuck in the stripper overnight, got it all cleaned off and primed and everything. It's actually a really cool casting, very, very beefy. So I'm going to get it painted up. I'm doing a mixture of a very, very, very little bit of Payne's Gray and a lot more of the warm yellow to give it kind of a, it's a greenish color, very, very yellow green, almost like a sickly slime Nurgle kind of green. I wanted something that's going to show up with the chipping and the rust and stuff, so hopefully that's going to work out. The cab's going to be pretty easy comparatively with kind of the grandiose ideas that I have for the trailer. So let's get this painted up in the green, and then we'll start getting the cab back together, and then we'll start working on the trailer, because that's going to take a lot more time. So yeah, let's get it painted up. Alright, now while that dries, we're going to get the rest of the cab all primed up in black, since it's way too shiny and plastic. I took the mufflers, exhaust system off of the tractor. I really like those, and I think they're going to fit perfectly on the sides of the cab. So that's kind of a really cool way to repurpose those. So let's get these all primed up in black, and then we'll see where the cab is at. And if everything's looking good, we'll get it back together and do a little detail work on there before we jump into the trailer. Let's black it up. Alright, well that turned out way cooler than I was expecting. I love the exhaust on those. I don't know why they didn't put these on there in the first place. Sticking them on a tractor kind of seemed a waste. Alright, so next we are going to agrax it up a little bit, get it grimed up, then we'll do some of the fine detail stuff, then start doing some chipping and some rusting and stuff, because this is going to be Gaslands after all, and then we will start working on the trailer. That's going to be a big project, so let's get this one roughed up. So the cab's all done, for now at least. I like how these little tiers of rust are going down. It's looking just badass. That's very, very cool. I mean, I could just run this as it is, stick a big weapon on the back and call it good, but no. We're going to go another step further and do the trailer as well. Now for the weathering, of course what I did is the sponge technique using the MIG chipping solution. Then we went on and did some dry brush with the MIG rust dry brush, and then did the streaking and stuff with the Vallejo rust. It's for airbrush, I think, but I just use it for regular streaking stuff. Works out really well, obviously. So next we're going to move on to the trailer. Now this is going to be a little bit more of a project, at least I think. We shall see. We probably will. We'll see. I've got the trailer all primed, everything in black. Found this little piece from Tiny Furniture. They had some random bits for sale in an auction, and I won it. So it's actually from their 3D collection, or their science fiction collection, and it works great for what I'm going to use it for. I took the trailer part that's supposed to flap down to have vehicles go off and on, and I glued it so it's going to stay, because I'm going to take this long pill bottle and cut it down to size, so it's going to be a big kind of container thing, and I don't want it to be that long, so I'm going to cut it right here where I scored it at, seal up the end, and the idea that I have right now anyway is to make it a steel encased container. So I'm going to be doing lead tape with the little rivets and stuff, just row after row after row, and so it's all bound together. It's going to make it a pretty hefty, weighty piece, but it should turn out pretty cool. Just going to take a piece of the plastic card to cover up the end, glue that on there. For the back end, since it has all these words and everything else, I'm going to use the same method that I've used on some terrain in the past, where I just get some really cheap super glue, spray the accelerator on here so it's all wet with the accelerator, and then just drop a bunch of super glue on there, and it will obviously dry up, but it makes a really rusted looking texture, and then when you paint it and everything else, it just turns out really cool. They did before, so we'll see if it's going to work again. So that's the idea for the trailer. It may go really well. I'm anticipating a bit of work, so let's get this started. Let's get this cut off, and then we'll start going from there. Let's do it. Alright, so the container's all together. See, it's all looking all like molten metal-y. Looks really cool. Got the other end all glued on there and stuff. Before we get the tape all slapped around there and get the container secured, I have this van that I cut down and put a turret inside of it. I want to get it mounted on there so it'll go on the back of it, but it's sitting up a little too high, so I'm thinking about cutting. I'm going to start with a smaller strip and see how far I can get it recessed in there without it like just falling through. Get it secured on there, and then we'll get it glued in there and then get the tape going on. So first we'll get this cut in there, get that secured, and then we will tape it up. But yeah, starting to come together. Alright, so the turret's all on there, looking pretty cool. It's coming together, starting to look more and more like a trailer should for a war rig. So next we're going to get the lead tape on there. I've already cut out a divot on this one to go around on here. I didn't really plan that one too much when I put it on there. But yeah, we're going to get the tape on there, and then we're going to do some more weathering. I got a couple other ideas for some decoration for it, some graffiti and whatnot. But yeah, first let's get the tape on there, and then we'll see where we're at. Hoping this goes well. Yeah, so that's a beast. You can tell why they use this tape to like make golf clubs and stuff heavier for the swing. It's got some heft to it. So I'm gonna get it mounted on the trailer first before I do any more weathering. Do a bunch of agrax on there. Gonna start doing some rust and everything else. I have some other ideas for, like I said, for graffiti and whatnot that I'm gonna slap on there. But first, let's get it mounted so it's actually physically staying on the trailer. Then we'll start doing some weathering, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, this thing's a beast. Let's do it. Alright, so we're all agraxed up. Got some graffiti going on there. Gotta love some John. Really love the Fallout Hobbies decals. They're just outstanding. It's looking really good so far. I'm going to add some typhus corrosion around the edges here, where you can just like see where the tape is cut off. Just around here, just make it look more like welded and rusted and everything else on there. Probably add some around the edges and everything, in little areas where the seams are together and stuff. just to give it more of that corroded look on these beams that are supporting it and stuff. Gonna have to add either some chain or some cable to hold this thing down so it doesn't tip back and forth. That'll be the next step after we get all the corrosion and everything on there. So yeah, let's get some Tychus on there, and then we will get it dusted up with some initial rust and we'll see where we're at. This thing is a beast. Alright, and there we have it. One badass Super War rig, all weathered up and ready for the wastelands. Loving how these colors turned out. The green, while yellow, pings, gray combination mix just turned out awesome. Decals from Fallout Hobbies always look great. Well, yeah, like I said before, these the exhaust on the tractor, what a waste. Obviously it belonged on the rig itself. That skull just gives it a little bit something different. Makes it more of a beast. The trailer, this thing is hefty. This lead tape, it obviously adds more weight to it because that's what it's supposed to do, but yeah, it's heavy. Love how the rust and everything turned out. Probably going to add some more weapons on there, but when working with a rounded surface and stuff, it does make it kind of difficult. But yeah, just love how it turned out. The rust and the corrosion and everything just looks awesome. John never looked so deadly. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, do me a favor and hit that like button. My goal is to do weekly videos, whether they're vehicle builds, terrain builds, whatever. So if that's for you, please hit the sub button below and ring the bell to get notified when new content drops. I do sell all my builds pretty inexpensively on my Etsy page, so if you want to pick something up, see what else I've done, you can request a custom build. Until next time, keep your foot on the gas and your finger on the trigger. Gaslands NorCal, signing out.